good at this.
And then
These smell so good. Are we saying I've got a good nose, Jean Charles? Jean Paul. Is my nose good? Got any chops?
and
Am I right? Hi guys, welcome to Scent School. We will be using this series to dive into the growing conversation around fragrance. So we're going to be deep diving into education and exploring everything: fragrance, science, culture and scent. And we are starting at no other than CPL Aromas. CPL is the biggest fragrance-only fragrance house in the world and was founded in 1971. Yay, got that right. And we're joined by one of their perfumers, John Charles. Thank you for joining us today. So, one of the main things we want to talk about today, Jean Charles, is heart notes. We thought it would be really good to talk about the role of a heart note. So if you can just introduce us to that. What is the role of a heart note in a fragrance?
so the role of a heart note give a lot of personality in your fragrance. So at the beginning, the start of the fragrance is quite fresh. It's quite sparkling, but then the heart note is more warm. It's more comfortable.
Welcoming.
Welcoming, yes. So when you meet someone, they can feel this heart note, yes.
So when you say the beginning of a fragrance is the top note,
So
you
top
said
note,
that right?
yes.
So when you say the beginning of a fragrance, do you mean the beginning of the fragrance in terms of the first thing that someone smells or the first thing that layers on the skin? Because I think that's also something people...
The top note it was you get when you spray your fragrance first and you get. It's
that
very
comes out
important.
straight away.
Yes, it's very important top note because when you buy a fragrance, it's the first things you detect at the beginning.
You smell great. You smell great. What is that?
So when you're going into a store and
Yeah.
you buy a fragrance and you smell it straight away, the first thing that hits your nose is going to be that top note.
This is the top note.
Because it's the quickest one to come out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's more volatile, it's more, we use, example, a lot of citrus.
Okay.
After, I don't say the heart note doesn't come up a little bit because the heart note or base note can push some aspects.
Amplify.
Yes, amplify. Yeah.
Okay.
But after a few minutes, after half an hour, you get this heart note developing, yes. And that stays for 2-3 hours on your skin.
So basically, guys, when you're getting ready and you're applying your fragrance, straight away you're going to smell the top note. But by the time you've left the house and you greeted someone and someone compliments your fragrance, what they're actually complimenting is the heart note, really, because it's settled by then.
Yeah. You still have a little bit of top and the base note, but mostly the heart note, yes. The bloom, example, yeah.
So would you say then, because we hear a lot of these words at the moment, like longevity, beast mode, projection, all of these new, we call them fragrance buzzwords. So what role does the heart note play, for example, in the projection of a fragrance? Does it have a role in there?
Yeah, the heart note, if you use a lot of floral, heavy floral note, of course, that will develop. It will take a space in the room. Then also the base note, if you use a lot of ambery note.
I love ambery notes.
And that will push and give a strongness on the fragrance.
So it truly does depend on the entire pyramid, really, of what scent profiles you've got.
Yeah, there is, like I said, there is no barrier between top and middle and base note. There is also an harmony. Yes.
Harmony.
Yes.
Love that.
So when you create a fragrance, so the heart note need to be a link. There need to be a good harmony between the top. Yeah.
It needs to be able to collaborate well
exactly.
with the rest of it.
Exactly.
Okay. So it is really key then in not only the projection of the fragrance, but how the overall scent profile smells and is received.
Exactly.
It's like a key component, really. The heart
it's a key.
is key.
Yeah. Is one, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's so interesting.
One of the most important, yeah.
And then does it play a role or does it factor into the longevity of a fragrance? So at the moment, we're noticing a lot of people speak about they value a fragrance by how long it will last, especially as well if we're thinking about socio-economically right now, you know, the cost of living. People want to invest in a fragrance that's going to last. So does the heart note play a role in the longevity of a fragrance?
Yeah, absolutely.
How so?
How so? So, example, if I use there is some notes. I'm thinking about cassis note by current. If you use with a lot of roses, this combination can stay quite a long time in your skin. Or example, these days we can smell more and more tuberose fragrance, and this tuberose note, white flower stay.
So strong, tuberose.
So strong, yes.
Yeah.
But it's more and more trendy with this type of
Makes
note.
sense. Please tell us, what is your favorite heart note? Do you have one, and why?
Yeah, I have many, but maybe the most important for me, it's a rose. It's quite, this fruitiness, like we said, like lychee. You have also some greenness, but also some spiciness. Clovey can be, yeah.
We're seeing like nostalgia. Nostalgia is a big theme that's coming up at the moment because, you know, people are starting to recognise that they love a fragrance that's similar to what their mum wore when they were a child. But in between that, there's a complete evolution of perfumery in between that to make, I don't know, one ingredient so relevant in a new fragrance that they can distinguish a fragrance that their mum wore when they were young.
Yeah, exactly. So, because people remember this fragrance and it's good to use this maybe old flowers into new creation.
Yeah, definitely.
And become more popular and more modern,
Yeah. As a perfumer, are you noticing trends change in a certain ingredient becoming more popular in a scent profile depending on how the culture of like fragrance consumption is changing?
Yes,
Does that make
it's
sense?
changing. Now we can see more and more edible fragrances, more and more gourmand. Even I can smell some nuttiness you couldn't smell a few years ago. And today, there is people want...
Pistachio.
Example,
for example. Pistachio.
Yes.
But that's the gourmand, isn't it?
That's the gourmand, yes.
Yes. I guess that leads us beautifully into what we would like to talk about next. We've been out on the streets doing a few, we call them scent challenges. Okay. And we're just trying to gauge people's reaction to how attraction is prompted with scent. So we're calling it the science of scent attraction. So, what makes scent attractive?
I think that everybody likes different things. It's also your childhood sense. Example, your mother was cooking a nice cake, buttery, and
I think I'm going to put a cake in the microwave. It's all part of the voyage of discovery, really.
that if you smell this smooth smell in someone that
it can evoke emotion and memory.
Yes, and that can attract you, for example.
That's so true.
Or a nice rose smell, or also I'm thinking lavender. You were going to your grandparents, and you smell this lavender, and that remember you, or someone you like.
I guess, that is why I respond to fragrance as well, like from an emotive, like it can evoke so many memories. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, because sense of smell is directly linked with the limbic system.
Okay.
So limbic system is a part of the brain which is responsible for emotions and memories.
Okay.
So that's why when you smell something, you remember a place or give you an emotion.
I guess that quite casually helps us to understand then why different scent profiles make us react in different ways. For example, mums love a rose, and dads might like a heavy cedarwood fragrance, and it can evoke different emotions of comfort.
Yeah.
Is there different parts of the fragrance pyramid that can do that? Would a heart note typically be more welcoming? Would a top note typically be more alluring, or a base note? Can we see anything in there?
Yeah, because sometimes top notes are more sparkling. Example, if I use some pink pepper with a citrus note, that will make the fragrance sparkling at the beginning. Happy.
So that might evoke happiness and joy.
Joy. And with rose, that work well.
Yeah.
But if I use some leathery note, that will make it
alluring.
Yes.
Sensual.
Sensual, yes.
Okay. Wow, that's so interesting. John Charles, thank you so much for taking time to join us for our Scent School. I'm sure the audience will very much appreciate hearing from you and your expertise. Guys, thank you for joining us. This has been episode 1 of Scent School. We hope you enjoyed it, and we're really excited to dive into fragrance education, scent profiles, and fragrance culture with you throughout this series. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.